Have you ever been in a group conversation where everyone else is talking and laughing and you're just sitting there, silent? It's almost like you're stuck in this bad dream where your mouth won't open. You want to contribute to the conversation, but it doesn't happen. You start to panic and you start to wonder, will I ever belong? Yeah, that was me. I remember one time I was with my friends, the homie Dave, and we met up with these other guys. He knew them, I did not. But we went over to one of their apartments to pregame, and it was like immediately I felt inferior to these other guys because they were there laughing, telling stories, and I was in the corner, sipping on my drink, waiting for my opportunity, which never came. And then, of course, later that night, when we were out at the bars talking to girls, I just deferred to them. Like, I felt like they deserved the girls. I didn't deserve them, man. So I watched as they got phone numbers. And that night, actually, a couple of the dudes brought home some girls that were really attractive. And all I could do was just witness it and feel like shit about myself. But then there was a moment when I realized that my introversion, that wasn't the problem. It was just the way I was using it. And since then, I've adapted and learned how to flip that silence into power. Now, real quick, before we hop in, if you're a man who's looking to finish 2024 strong and you're actually out there taking action, then listen up, because I got a crazy Black Friday deal that's gonna help you out. Because the #1 men's health supplement, Greens Plus Test, is currently available for buy one, get one free, which is a wild deal that's never been done before. This combines the top 2 supplements every man should be taking: an organic greens powder to support overall health and longevity, with a powerful testosterone boosting complex that utilizes ashwagandha and tonkara ali, the top 2 supplements that have been proven naturally to actually work. Plus, it's stacked with a probiotic to increase gut health and nutrient absorption. All of that in one delicious green apple flavored scoop per day. And right now you can get a 60-day supply for the cost of just 30 days. This is by far the biggest deal of the year, and it is this week only. Just click that first link in the description or go to gains.club to level up your overall health and your T levels. #1, steal the frame. So one of the biggest issues we face as introverts, or people that tend to be a little bit more quiet, is that we play the waiting game, where we're observing the conversation, waiting for the right opportunity to say something that makes a very impactful impact on the conversation. And then usually the conversation moves on, and then I'm just sitting here feeling like a little bitch because I didn't express myself. And then that dynamic has established itself, and now around these people who I'm talking to, I always feel like the little bitch. So ready? The strategy that I've implemented is to steal the frame right at the beginning, before it's too late, by making an authoritative statement as soon as a new topic is introduced into the conversation. So for example, last week, Jake Paul had that boxing match against Mike Tyson, and people are still talking about it. A few days ago, I was in a group. It was like 3 guys, 3 girls, and someone brought it up. They say, yo, you guys see that Jake Paul fight, by the way? What I do now, in the past, I would wait for my opportunity to be like the third person to give my opinion. What I do now is I steal the frame and I make sure that I'm the first person who introduces my opinion. I said, look, I think it was a pretty shitty fight. To me, it seemed like Mike Tyson was completely gassed after 2 or 3 rounds, but Jake Paul decided to take it easy on him and not knock him out. What do you guys think? And this is so powerful because it positions you as the leader, and it forces everybody else to consider your input. And then after that, I can just sit back in silence and watch as the crowd reacts to me. And in this case, some people disagreed with me actually, and they thought Mike Tyson was the one who took it easy on Jake, because there was this training video of Mike Tyson, hitting the pads really good for like 15 seconds. But the point is, I did not have to talk a lot, yet I was still in the power position. And I know some of y'all are thinking, but David, it's still gonna be really hard to put myself out there like that. And it is, but it's still far easier than sitting and waiting for the opportunity to come. And it's far more powerful as well. #2, your social energy is a weapon. So there's this myth that actually I think it's probably true. The myth is that extroverts get their energy from being around other people. Introverts, we get our energy from being alone. And I say it's true because when I'm alone, filming a video like this, or editing a video on my laptop, or working out at the gym, that is the environments in which I feel like I have a lot of energy and I can just keep going and going and going. But if I have to show up to a social event and socialize with other people, it's almost like, you know, in video games, there's like a health bar, and as you get attacked, it slowly depletes. That's how I feel like when I got to talk to other people and make small talk. Like my health bar is slowly depleting, and then I get to some point where I'm like, fuck this, I don't want to be here. How do I get out of here? And of course, that always made me feel like I had this massive disadvantage versus other guys when it came to meeting new people and talking to girls. But that's no longer the case. Here's why. You see, now when I'm about to enter a conversation or go to a party, my mindset is, I'm not going to be there for hours and hours. I only have until my health bar depletes. But in those 30 minutes that I'm there, or in those 30 minutes I'm talking to that person, I'm going to make an impact and leave a very memorable impression on them. Like, bro, you got to realize that people are going to remember the quality of the experience they had with you, not the quantity. Girls aren't going to be chasing you because he was able to talk to me for 17 hours straight. I mean, maybe in the bedroom, you want a little bit of quantity in addition to the quality, but we're talking about social conversations here. Now, man, of course, a girl is going to be far more excited to see you again if she had this amazing 5-minute conversation with you and then you had to leave. There's mystery, there's intrigue, there's excitement there. So the strategy is this. Before I enter a situation or a conversation, I have a very specific and manageable goal in my mind. And once that's achieved, I have permission to leave. If I'm going to a wedding or something because there's a certain person I want to see, well, I'm going to make sure that I have 20, 30 minutes of solid conversation with that person. Then I'm gone. There's no FOMO. There's no need to stay around just to stay around. That's not weak. If you're going out with the intentions of meeting women, what is your goal? Maybe you got to start a conversation with 5 girls. And after that, you're free to go home. The fact is that we don't have unlimited social energy, but we do get to choose how we use it. Number 3. Really, bro? Right now? Hey, what's going on, man? I'm mid-filming a video. Yeah, no, I already told them about that. Oh, shit. No, I forgot. All right, thank you, bro. I'll call you back. So, thankfully, man, thank God he called. Because I forgot to tell y'all. There's another Black Friday deal that just went live that you don't want to miss. Right now, you can get up to 60% off everything on the Edge Lifestyle clothing. Look, you've been putting in the work. Now it's time to look the part. If you're looking to level up your day-to-day fits, I'd highly recommend you pick up a pair of our best-selling joggers. We got the Luxe joggers, the Performance joggers, the Tech joggers, and these go perfectly with the Shadow tee or the Essential tee that's back in stock. Or maybe you need some new gym fits. Well, then pick up one of our enhanced mesh tanks that makes you look jacked. Or if you're looking for classier outfits, I'd recommend a pair of our brand new casual chinos. These have that high-end look, but low-key it feels like you're wearing sweatpants. Or one of our active polos that are finally back in stock and available in this new black colorway. Everything is on discounts, even the new items. This is by far the biggest deals of the year. Just click that second link in description or go to edgelifestyle.com to shop now. These deals end at the end of the week. Number 3, own the role of the calm leader. So I want you to close your eyes and picture a leader. Seriously. I see some of you didn't close your eyes yet. Close your eyes and picture a leader. What comes to mind? Maybe it's someone like Donald Trump or the main guy in 300. They're loud, they're proud, they command attention. And a lot of leaders are like that. But not all of them. What about Maximus in Gladiator? Which, by the way, I'm super hyped up because Gladiator 2 comes out later this week. He's calm, he's quiet, yet he still commands everybody's respect. I know you're probably thinking, yeah, I'd love to be like Maximus or Batman or John Wick. That kind of feels like it's just these Sigma male archetypes in the movies. Is it even possible for me to command that type of leadership role while being silent? Well, here is a very specific strategy I utilize to make this happen. So you see, as introverts, we have a natural calmness, and we can leverage that to lead in subtle ways. So if you're in a group scenario, a meeting at work or with friends, a lot of times people, argue or they discuss different decisions and options. So what I'll do is at the end, I'll be the one who kind of summarizes what's been said and then suggests the best plan. So maybe with your buddies and everyone's arguing about what you're going to do this weekend. At the end, I would just say, all right, so, based on what everyone's saying, I think probably the best plan here is going to be that we start right now by hitting the gym, getting that workout in, getting that out of the way, that we can go to that taco place you were talking about. After that, let's make the reservation for like 8:30 p.m. tonight, because then we'll have a little time to chill beforehand. And I think afterwards we can kind of figure out what we want to do. Does that sound good? It's kind of like with Jake Paul, we were talking about starting with an authoritative statement that sets the tone. This is the opposite of that. This is being the one who ends the discussion. Neither of these things require me to be like competing for the attention and looking for my opportunity in the middle of the battle, the middle of the conversation. Sometimes that just seems hectic when we're a bit more shy and quiet though, right? You're kind of like taking the opportunity at the beginning, letting the noise happen, then taking the opportunity at the end. Number 4, develop a silent power move. So when it comes to the social game, usually we think the one that's best with their words is the leader and wields the most power. But during every conversation, there's also a silence power game that is happening depending on your body language. And I'm not just talking about, holding strong eye contact and standing up tall. Those things are important, but they're not going to change the game. Look, the same way someone can make a very powerful or controversial statement as a power move, well, I learned that the same thing can be done silently with no words at all. Ready? I'll tell you 2 ways that I like to do this. The first one is during tense moments in conversation where someone challenges you or disrespects you, or maybe a girl gives you a shit test. I'm on a first date and I tell the girl, I don't really like going out and partying. And she says, "Oh, you don't like to party? That's no fun." What I'll do in these moments automatically now is I'll hold eye contact, take a deep breath, lean back or sit back into my seat, intentionally pause for 3 to 5 seconds. And if the other person doesn't feel the silence, I'll respond slowly and precisely, even if I don't know what I'm saying. So in this case, I might say, "No, I don't like to party." And it fucking works like magic, bro. Because whenever someone is stepping to you, they're expecting a reaction, even if they don't know it. The same way that if I'm confronting someone else or I'm trying to get under their skin, I want a reaction. And when you give this reaction or this lack of reaction, it immediately makes the other person think like, okay, I'm not going to say something like that to him again because this just got really weird for me. Let's avoid that. He clearly knows how to deal with this shit. And the funny thing is I used to dread these moments, and they don't happen in every conversation, but now I actually look forward to them as big opportunities to stand out. And you should too. And my second go-to silent power move is just physically greeting people. If I meet a guy, it's either going to be a handshake. If it's a more casual environment, it's going to be a dap. You slap the hand and shake the hand. And if it's a girl, I'm always going to go in with a warm hug. Even if I'm not sure, even if it's like, oh, I met her boyfriend. Is it weird if I hug her? No, I'm just always going to start with a physical introduction, because immediately that creates this... It shows a lack of fear, and it creates a warm sensation between you and the person you're talking to. So I'll do it 100% of the time. Number 5, have an exit plan. All right, so we talked about using social energy as like this targeted weapon, and that works. It works really well. However, it still feels awkward when it comes time to leave. Like if I'm leaving a party early and I gotta say bye to people, I'm like, maybe I should just like sneak out the back door or some shit. I don't want to be the guy who was too tired and went home early. So it helps to have a strategy before you go in. So you already know in your head, I got a plan to leave, and leave like a boss and leave with confidence. It's like the GOAT Kanye West said.
So if this party ain't got hoes, my intro's my outro.
If this party ain't got hoes, my intro is my outro. And he was not apologizing for that outro. And my strategy here is actually very straightforward. Rather than trying to not make a big deal about leaving, I'm going to let people know I'm leaving with conviction, and I'm going to own it. So when it comes time for me to leave and I've made, my 3 approaches for the night or whatever it is, I'm just going to go up to each person that I feel I have some responsibility to talk to and just say, hey man, or hey girl, it was good seeing you tonight. I actually got to head out. I got a busy day tomorrow. But I hope you enjoy the rest of the night. The mistake we tend to make is we like leave a little bit of room for them to convince us to stay. And it's like, I was thinking maybe I head home soon. And you're almost like looking at them for approval. The key is just to come in like a boss and just tell them as a statement. And to be honest, people aren't used to that. People aren't used to someone coming really quickly and then leaving with authority like that. And it leaves people being a little bit, curious about you. Like, who is this guy who only came through for a quick hot minute and then left like a boss? And that's basically the introvert game. You got to build a toolkit. No longer do I feel this generalized anxiety that I'm not going to have the opportunity to tell a badass story and those guys are better than me because they got better stories than me. It's like, nah, man, fuck that. I have these different strategies. I implement them and I know that they work. And then I can just own being the silent leader, the silent boss, which I know doesn't come through on YouTube. People are always like, are you really a silent type of guy, man? Bro, if I was silent on YouTube, these would be the most boring. I wouldn't have a channel. I'd just be sitting here, man. Now, if you're serious about becoming that type of guy, first of all, don't forget the Black Friday sales. But second, you need to watch this video next, because in addition to these strategies, there's also mistakes you need to avoid. This video is about 6 social mistakes that make you look insecure. Click there to watch that now, and I will talk to you in the next video. Stay beastly.